Brothels were widespread in Athens because there was a lot of traffic there. It was a very prominent commercial city. It was known as a place where women in the sex trade were on display.
These sexual supermarkets are colorfully described by Xenarchus in the Greek comedy, The Pentathlon.
There are, after all, very good-looking things in the whorehouses, whom one can readily see basking in the sun, their breasts uncovered, stripped for action and drawn up in battle formation by columns. And each of them can be had without fear, affordably, by day, towards evening, in every way you like.
Brothel workers and streetwalkers like the one celebrated by Xenarchus represent the lowest rung of the sexual hierarchy and are known as porne, a term from which the word pornography is derived.
The word whore could be used for this category. There are a number of sources, many of them comic, talking about the advantage of patronizing a porne instead of going after a married woman. They talk about how simple it is because you can see what you get. Goods are on display. You can make your choice right out there in the street. It's not very expensive, and when it's done, it's over. It was the simplest of sexual transactions.
Without the benefit of newspapers or the yellow pages, porne discover an ingenious method of advertising their services. They engrave the words, "Follow me," on the soles of their sandals, leaving a seductive trail for their customers to pursue.
In the city of ancient Ephesus, there is a carved footprint in the pavement with words indicating where you should go to have a good time in Ephesus. Perhaps the best little whorehouse in Ephesus. We don't know. It may have been a very big one.
The upscale counterpart of the porne is the hetaira, a term meaning companion. This high-end call girl of the ancient world moves in the upper social stratum of Greek society.
She often was a woman who had come into the business as a slave girl and had practiced her trade with enough canniness and with enough natural gifts and enough acquired skill to buy her own freedom, set herself up in business, and start accumulating fame and wealth.
The hedairas were actually quite bright women, like the geisha girls. The whole world of pleasing man was an art, the art of loving and living.
While Greek wives are kept secluded at home, the hetairae entertain and entice their husbands at lavish drinking parties known as symposiums.
There are vase paintings which show orgies breaking out, and group sex was apparently part of what could happen in a symposium. They even had little contests that after the symposium, the person who won the drawing could take the boy or girl back home with him for the rest of the night.
Aside from the erotic antics performed at the symposium, hetairae, who are also known as the servants of Aphrodite, capture the imagination of poets, playwrights, and artists alike. The courtesan Phryne, widely held to be the most beautiful woman in Greece, later serves as the inspiration for Botticelli's classic Renaissance painting, Venus Rising from the Sea. According to the playwright Athenaeus, not even the wise Socrates is immune from the charms of these glamorous working girls. Upon hearing of the spectacular breasts of the hetaira Theodote, which are beyond the power of any tongue to describe, Socrates says, "We must go and see this woman, for it is impossible to judge her beauty by hearsay."
The hetaira is part of the artistic and intellectual tradition of ancient Greece. They had an impact because they were the models for paintings and sculpture. They had an impact on the controversies which the Greek philosophers had on pleasure. They were disproportionately influential in the imagination and the thinking of the Greeks.